All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So truth be told, I was not planning on making another video today, but I had way too many questions about these two, and I'm more than happy to at least put some time here. So let me give you my thoughts on at least NVOS and TTOO. I don't think I'm going to have time for a third one. I'm so sorry about that, all right? But I'm going to be real honest, okay? NVOS, a lot of people were really excited, and truth be told, there was a moment on this wick when we were in the 30s, and it was hard for me to just sit back and do nothing. But I waited for the day to end. I'm glad I waited, and I'll tell you, this is not, I needed more. All right, if you watched yesterday's video, you would already know that looking at this, and if you didn't, I'm going to tell you why. Like, I am less excited about this big a green candle than I normally would be. You know what I mean? So, because literally this exact same size right here was the confirmation I needed to believe and go, right? Back in the good NVOS days, right? I'm still waiting for the let me see a reason why I should look here, and I needed more. And it really is all about the 20 moving average, let alone this candle right here, right? From there, look, TTOO. TTOO needed to do more. It clearly it did not do what it needed to, and my fears from literally just 3 days ago are back. And you know, there's an Eddie Murphy joke. All right, it's this Umfumfu. I hope you know who Umfumfu is, all right? But end of the day, even Umfumfu ends up asking, what have you done for me lately, all right? And yeah, that FDA clearance, approval, whatever label you want to call it, everyone was happy, but what have you done lately for me, TTOO, all right? And lately it hasn't done what it was supposed to do, all right? And then, like I said, if I got time, I'll try to figure out the third one to throw in. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines, as well as the occasional trend line that you will see me draw. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms. If you can actually share this video, it really does me the best because I am not that good at it. But just being here, giving me your time, having these educated conversations with me, what more can a guy ask for, right? So let's get into it. And look, NVOS on the surface, all right, on the surface looked like it had a great day, okay? This is a good big candle, all right? This is one of the open ones that I like where, nope, don't click there, click here. Where we open, you can see in the box over there, we open at 0.22, we go all the way up to 2. Like, this is a good, healthy candle. This is a nearly 10% day. 7's a big number. I know people are used to seeing these like crazy percent, even on NVOS, right? But 7% is no joke of a day, all right? It's hard to get over 2, 3, 4, 5 on a normal stock. Believe me when I say that, all right? The issue is I needed more, okay? And one big thing I try to like, I don't say this as often as I probably should, but if you can raise your criteria for entry, you will make a life-changing difference in your strategy, all right? Just look, take it outside of trading, right? When we're looking for our soulmate, right? Like when I was a single chart reader back in the day looking for my mate, right? I had some criterias, and yeah, when I was younger and dumber and not really looking for a mate, my criteria was basically 3 things, right? Give or take. As I matured and I started wanting something more, yeah, that the number of things I needed rose, right? That's the same with the stocks I buy, all right? Like if you can raise the things, if you only have 3 check marks, it's going to be really easy for a stock to say buy me, right? But here we already have we have basically 5 check marks just with those. We have one right here, one right here, one right here. You know what I mean? Like the more, and then I always say the only the only difference between what we use, the chart readers, and the 1 and the 2 is just I have a little bit more down here. I'll be honest, I have a little bit more up here as well, right? And it's just, you don't want to complicate things, right? Keep it simple, stupid is a very, very real phrase, right? And you've seen us do some deadly, deadly things with just this pretty basic setup, right? So, all that said, the moral of that little rant was raise your criteria for entry. Also for selling, it goes both ways, right? Like, just think about that. And for me, again, the moral of the story is the 20. Look, I don't even need more decimals. You know, I always say I wish I had it. As I'm looking, we are essentially on the line. Maybe if I can zoom in a little more, we can see if it's a micro bit up, micro bit down. The way I look at it is we're standing on the door, all right? And just standing at the door does not mean you're in the house. You are still getting rained on. You are still getting that cold, cold wind. You're still getting that disgusting 120-degree heat. Like, you are not in the comfortable, insulated, air-conditioned house just yet. You're just knocking on the door, praying and hoping and yelling and wanting someone to open the door, all right? And you've seen it so many times where this pesky little line, this one specifically, that 20 is a nightmare. And I'm already seeing, as I'm talking, the bids going down a little bit. That means post-market, and look, it's very insignificant and it's nothing, but I'm telling you, I'm sure there were people expecting an after-hours run today. And I'll tell you, if we got even just a little bit more over that line, I would have started to believe it. If we got into that like 28, 29 number, because again, 28 for me, let me click into it right here. 28 for me was more than 50% here and actually already into this one. Clearly above the 20 as well, right? We only hit 27. I don't need to see more decimals. I needed 28. We only got, and again, knocking on the door, I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm saying it one more time just to get it in. You're not in the safe house just yet, all right? So what needs to happen? Look, 29 now. Where I was comfortable, yes, because we were right here as of yesterday, right? We were at 25. I was willing to say, all right, just 28's enough. We're now at 27. I need a little bit more. I need 29-cent close tomorrow for me to simply believe we're going to come up to 36. I still have no real reason to believe we're going to get back. Because look, again, good things happen over the 8 and the 20. You use the 8 like a beautiful machine. If you slip it, the 20 will catch you. The 8's good. Slip under the 8 and the 20. All of a sudden, I go back to history and I go back to, dude, we've just been here, dudette, right? You know, I say dude to the guys and the girls the same way. We've been under the 8. We've died under the 8 and the 20 for a long time. Keep zooming back. We've died under the 8 and the 20 for a long time. I'm telling you, this day, yesterday, we were under the 8 and the 20. Today, we're still under the 8 and the 20. We just happen to be really, 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 really close to being over the 20, but we're not. We're just on the line. And to me, on the line and under yesterday is still under, all right? Like, I like technical analysis. I like moving averages especially because there's one thing you do or there's nothing you do. You either break it and get over it or you couldn't do it. I wish I had more decimals to see it, but hey, I know we didn't get over it, all right? So, listen, I am still relatively pessimistic on this. I still see a downtrend here, right? Like, I need 29 cents tomorrow. I'm not even asking for a lot. I'm not even asking you for 50% candle here, which is 31, which, like I said, it tickled me today. I can't even pretend it didn't. I saw that 0.31 on my dad. I wanted to buy some and race to here, but I told myself, don't get greedy, all right? Like, There are rules that we set for a reason, and there's a close of the day rule that matters. Okay, again, we're going down a little bit more than ideal now. We're still relatively holding, all right, just insignificant percentages in a aftermarket that I don't really care too much about, right? But I need 29, or I'm still saying the possibility of 17 is out there. Because again, if you can't get over the 8, you can't get over the 20, you're gonna come down to the 50. All right, and it wasn't that long ago that these lines were death. Okay, so NVOS, I see a lot of people getting excited, and I think that's really why I had to make the video today. Look, I want this to go up. I want to bring an 18-wheeler and fill it up with shares. I do, all right? I will remember these 4 letters 2 years from now. I know that for a fact. Will I be trading this thing in 2 years? I really doubt it. But yeah, this thing has engraved a little moment in me, and I would love to continue doing it. I have no reason to go to U-Haul and get myself a big truck just yet, all right? I've raised my criteria for entry especially, and you saw it. I raised my criteria for exiting, all right? And in a lot of ways, I think the word is I lowered my criteria for exiting. I think if you have too many to sell and a few to buy, you're gonna kill yourself. But if you only get a couple death signals, dude, just sell a little bit at least. You get what I'm saying, right? So, hey, this was a good one. I'm glad I made this. Let me know if let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you thought this was a bad one too, right? But yeah, thank you, TTOO. All right, let's come into TTOO and look. Do you see what I see? I see a stock that is now sitting under the 20 and under the 8. I see a stock that was scaring me for weeks and weeks and weeks on this 20. I'm seeing something that I overhyped a gap up on, and I paid the price for it yesterday. Knock on wood, I didn't pay the price for it today. I didn't, right? Like, there was never even a remote signal for this thing to just make me believe, right? When it opened under, right, you can see it opens at 0.32, even lower right here. The average 20 was 0.33. When it opened under the 20, excuse me, sorry, a little hiccup. My expectations were already shot. This same wick up here, again, I don't know if you fast forwarded, right? Some people do that. On NVOS, I'm just gonna quickly flash it. NVOS had a wick that I almost bought on and would have regretted. I didn't, and that one was a really honest, it was a hard no buy for me, okay? This wick was not even remotely close to that, because again, this 20, the same bowing down I did to the 50 moving average only a couple of videos ago, I am always on my guard, I don't want to say on my knees, because that's a really easy thing to make fun of, but I'm also like a kid that was a dumbass back in the day, and I feel like we're more mature and not going to make an on your knees joke. But yeah, I am deathly afraid of that line especially. I start to consider things here, but yeah, the 20, man, the 20 is a no joke line, and this is where the realities are telling. And look, I see this going up. We're now at 32 cents after hours. That's not too bad. This thing's now moving up almost 10% after hours. I see it. Regular hours matter to me more. All right, number one. Number two, even with that, we're still under this line, all right? I'm telling you, I know the FDA gave their thumbs up. Again, whether you want to call it approval, whether you want to call it clearance, it sounds like we're all on the same page that the FDA approval that everyone's been hyping and hoping for has actually came and left, right? And I started the video with an Eddie Murphy joke, umfumfu, all right? I really, really hope you know what that is. If not, Google it, watch it on YouTube. I'll promote YouTube. I'm making these on YouTube, obviously, right? But look, Umfumfu was living in the deepest, darkest caves of Africa. Eddie Murphy comes and takes her to the hills of Hollywood in this mansion of a life and eating all the best foods in the world. And after all that, and look, everything I just said is literally the equivalent of going from 7 cents, although, like, we were Umfumfu down at 7. All right. We lived that Eddie Murphy life when we were at the 60s. We are Umfumfu right now asking, what have you done for me lately? Like, I want to get back to the 60 life. All right. Like, that's not the realities. All right. Like, what have you done for me lately? Dude, lately, all you've done is go horizontal. You took me out to dinner one weekend, but we're back at home doing the nothing that I hate. Right. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? I'm trying to go watch that Umfumfu joke. It is actually one of my favorites. All right. But listen, we're under the 8 and the 20. We're actually back to 31 cents, not even 32 cents. And again, none of that mattered to me because it's all about the 20 moving average here. All right. I'll look at the weekly just to look at it. Again, this is the problem. Most people are going to see a green candle. Most people are going to see, hey, we've been up almost 10% on the week. That's not what I see. I see a stock that opened up here. You can see it in the box. We opened up at 38. We're all the way down at 30. We've lost. Most people are down more than 20% because let's even call it just flat because we can basically say 4 cents is 10%. We've literally lost 8. More people are down 20% than they're up 8% today. All right. I see a bad weekly candle under the 8 moving average. There's not a lot of days left in the week. This is getting scary. And look, I very, very much was saying I don't believe in the 50 not that long ago. I more than, said I was wrong here. It would be much worse, actually, to prove me right up here, because then we're going to drop from 29 all the way down to 22, 21, 22 pretty fast. That would suck, right? I would have actually much rather have lost it here and come down here than lose it up here and come down, right? But what do I need? What do I need? Look, because I'll be honest, I think I even need a little bit more than this 34. This 34 line's not too bad, though, actually. I think 34 is the number. I think 34 is the number. Are you at 35? So 36 is probably the safest number because 36 actually puts us into this green candle. All right. But yeah, I think 34 isn't too bad a number. End of the day, like I said, this FDA moment has come and gone unless the lines tell me, okay, we're ready to turn back around, all right? But this 20 moving average looks like it's going downward, all right? This 8 is almost perfectly horizontal. And then again, the 50 was going up and it's now kind of seemingly flattening out. You got to remember the 50 is significantly slower than the 8 and the 20, right? So as this 20 moves down and down more, you can only expect that that's going to start to catch up sooner and sooner, right? So MACD is coming into the 0 and seemingly looking like it wants to keep going. I'm seeing a baby divergence, but a little divergence. And again, divergence is just a fancy word for the lines going away from each other. I'm still seeing an RSI at 48, and it wasn't too long ago that we were at the 27s. Wasn't even that long ago. We were even lower at the 10s, 11s, 13s, even lower at the 4s and point. Get out of here. What? RSI of 0.45 down here. Get out of here. Oh, crazy. RSI is 0. Crazy. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I didn't actually have any idea that that was there. Look. End of the day, give me a reason to believe we're going to come to the 200. I will ride it as much as I can. For now, all I can do is assume we're coming here. That's the same thing I was assuming not that long ago, except for this gap up, right? So, yeah, close to the 20-minute mark. I think that's a good place to end it. I'm not going to try to squeeze in a third one. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.